All right. Good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our Virtues Pick for today. I can't believe what just happened. I was dropping frames like crazy, and then I stopped. I started over again, recorded the whole thing, I thought, and then realized that nothing was getting recorded. So we're back, and we're going to have a brand new word today, and one that we all appreciate when it's used with us, this virtue. And that virtue is that we have today is tact. And yes, I know I'm on bright and early today. I am traveling later this morning, and I have a class to teach this morning, so we've got a busy day. But tact, what a great word, right? Let's read the description first, and then we'll talk a little bit about it. Tact is telling the truth kindly. We think before we speak, aware of how deeply our words affect others. When our words are weighty, we weigh our words, knowing they have the power to cause pain or to uplift. A harsh word to an intimate is like a grain of sand in their eye. An encouraging word can fill them with confidence. Tact is essential when we feel strong emotions like anger. It helps us discern what to say and what is better left unsaid. Tact is good timing. It is the diplomacy of the heart. So I just love this word, and I love the virtue, and it's certainly one that I would say that, it's very easy for us to be caught up in the moment, and I'm talking about me, but it's very easy to get caught up in the moment and just speak what we believe needs to be said without thinking it out completely as to the effect of the words and exactly, how they're going to be heard. And that's part of communication, isn't it? So it's not just what we say, it's how we say it, but it's also how the other person hears it. And we cannot, we can't communicate very well if the person is hearing something that we don't believe that we're saying, and vice versa. So it's quite a conversation, and communication is complicated, right? But tact is one of those virtues that is so necessary, and I'm thinking about it not just in the framework of individuals, when we're out in the community, but especially inside our family, because I believe it's a lot easier for us to just say the first thing that comes to our mind with our family than it is to people outside. So if we're at work, or if we're speaking to a policeman who's just pulled us over, we're going to be a lot more tactful about how we say and what we say than sometimes we are when we're dealing with our partner or with our children. Maybe it's in those situations we're not so worried about the consequence, or not, at least not immediately, and just words start coming out of our mouth, and we don't really think before we speak. And so, this is something that, we've all worked on. I know I have. We've all had situations where we said something and then regret it immediately. In today's world, sometimes we write things in a text or in an email and push send, and they go out, and then after we've sent it, we've thought, well, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. But the words that we use are powerful, and they have a huge impact on whoever it is that we're speaking to. But I would suggest that the impact that we have on our children with the words that we use and the way that we use them and when we use them is one of those impacts that lasts a lifetime. And I think about that from my personal experience, as well as from some of the experiences of others. And I've given this example before, but I'm going to share it with you again. But I have a friend who believes that he can comprehend what he reads better than anyone else. So where did he get that idea? He got the idea from a third or fourth grade teacher, I don't remember which one it was, who told him, Dave, you can comprehend as well as anyone I've ever seen. In fact, maybe better. You just really comprehend what you're reading. And so he's very quick to say it. I can comprehend things very well. So where did he get that belief? He got it from those words of encouragement that he got from that teacher. And so the opposite is true too. It's very easy for us to believe something that someone in a position of authority says to us. And so as a parent, I remember my father saying to me, "How can you be so stupid that you..." Okay, it was a favorite line. But what was the impact? The impact was that years later, even 50, 60 years later, there's still that question in your mind, in my mind, how can I be so stupid that I can't figure this out, that I don't know how to do this, that I'm not... And then all those fears come in, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of not being perfect, the fear of failure, the fear of embarrassment. All those things come into effect, and it's something that as an adult you continue to fight, you continue to deal with. And so our words are powerful, and they can encourage or they can discourage. And so learning and practicing this virtue of tact is one that, especially as parents with our children, that we want to do. And if we want our families to be united and peaceful, I can assure you that when we're feeling those strong emotions of frustration or disappointment or annoyance or whatever it might be, because things aren't going the way that we had hoped that they did, that is absolutely the time that we need to step back and think about what is going to be the best way for me to approach this subject. Because if we don't do that, if we don't weigh our words, if we don't understand the power that our words have to bring pain or to discourage or to shame or to guilt our children and to change their lives completely, then we're really missing out on an opportunity to change that and to be encouraging and to be guiding and to be that mentor or coach and to be the one who is kind and courteous with our children. And honestly, that's one of the major ways that we teach our kids even to use the virtue of tact themselves. So when I say that, I say it because we want our children to be tactful when they say things and do things with people, with ourselves and with others. But if we're critical of them and in speaking the words and use words of criticism versus encouragement, then what we're doing is we're telling them that they have also the right to be critical of others. And when we're critical of others, those words come out that that we wish later that we hadn't said. Such a deep subject, and I would just say that one of the ways that we can do that is by giving them the words and sharing with them words that are tactful, asking them what would be a more tactful way of saying that, what would be a more kind way of saying that, and allow them the opportunity to look inside of themselves to find those words, because they have them, and it would be a wonderful way of helping them to recognize the best of themselves in themselves. And in so doing, we build their confidence in how to deal with others and how to help others and to be kind and courteous and to be seen as that wonderful human with those virtues. So that's I'm pretty much at the limit of the time that I'd like to take with these, and we'll be talking more about tact and all that in other venues. But for right now, today, as I travel, I'm going to be thinking about how am I going to be tactful with the people that I meet in the airport, or the people who are serving on the airplane, or whatever that might be. I'm going to work on being tactful today and just really keep it close in mind. And so I encourage you to do the same. And so Thursday and Friday, I'll be driving quite a bit. So I'm not really sure if I'm going to be able to have Wi-Fi to be able to do lives, but we'll certainly have a post on Facebook that shares a great virtue for us to focus on for that day. So until next time, and next time I see you, keep practicing the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time, bye.